Why don't we do a take two?
Wait a minute, let's start again. Hello.
Hi, this is Ron Vodry.
This is Alex Nussbaum.
This is Jason Fraser.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Hey, this is Ray Zwicker.
All right, world. My name is Cal Post.
Guys, this is Christina Walkinshaw.
This is Eddie Delaseppe.
This is Adrian Spencer.
My name is Timo.
And you're listening to the Julien Dionne
You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Who am I talking to? What am I doing?
Julien Dionne Comedy Hour.
You're listening to the... fuck some
Comedy Hour. See, I took the word out comedy. Changes the meaning completely, doesn't it?
Days and not really, I'm overworking, but days in the holidays. Happy holidays. You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
And aren't we all?
Now broadcasting live and totally uncensored, from Lemon Press Studio in the beautiful Gatineau Hills.
Project. I was like half asleep on the couch and now I'm projecting.
Hey everyone, this is Christian Potenza.
This is K. Trevor Wilson.
This is Jean Paul, a.k.a. the Island Hipster, hashtag hipster business.
This is Steph Tola.
Hey, this is Jake Goldsby.
This is Sky Wallace.
Hey everybody, this is Erica Sigurdsson, aka Ricky Siggs.
Okay, hello. Hi.
This is Howard Wagman.
Hey, this is Peter Anthony, the PA system.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Some people that's my rap name.
This is Jen Grant and you're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Show.
You and me belong, just like the flowers, laughing all day long. People, I need you loose. Sing a little song, then take a shower. Julien Dionne.
It's a show. It's not an hour. It's a show. It's okay.
Such a beautiful waste of time.
Gross.
Waste of time.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. Good morning, one. Good morning, all. Yeah, let me turn this volume down. That's a little loud. Good morning. Welcome to the Julien Dionne Show without Jen Grant. Yes, that's right. The Julien Dionne Show without Jen Grant. No. Yeah, maybe better. Solo pod, another solo pod coming at you, episode 412. Recording this on a Friday, July 23rd. That's not so. Not to be that person. Wow, it's July already. But I am going to be that person. It's crazy. I am, by the way, reintegrating into society after so many months of pandemic. My social skills are brutal. This is my go-to now when I'm in social situations. It's happened a few times. I'm just standing there. As soon as there's a lull, I'll look at the time and then say the time. Go, wow, 8:47. Crazy. Could have sworn it was like 7:30. Gun to my head. That's the level of small talk. This is where I'm at. So now I'm doing that with the show, July 23rd. That's crazy. Broadcasting to you from Lemon Press Studios in the beautiful Gatineau Hills. Hey. Sigurd. Welcome to the show, everybody. Jen is sleeping. She's in bed. Slept in today. Decided to take the day. It was kind of talked about yesterday on the show. Of course, Jen Grant headlining Absolute Comedy in Ottawa, in the nation's capital. For those who live in the area, go to absolutecomedy.ca for reservations and tickets, show times. Performing again tonight, 2 shows Saturday and 1 show Sunday. I'll be on both shows Saturday. So yes. Thanks if you're watching live this morning. Gonna ask you to go ahead and smash that like button on YouTube if you are watching live. As you know, this is a Unique property of our podcast is we record it live. Not a lot of podcasts do that. Most pre-record. We do it right to tape. You can take part in the show. I'm on comments today, by the way. I'm multitasking, but we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So leave us your comments and share. But on yes. And also, one last piece of business before we get into it. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, and we do have a lot of listeners, our listenership is growing every day, so thank you so much. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, I implore you, if I may, to go ahead and leave a review. It makes all the difference in the world. Aww. Yes. All right. So today's a solo pod, as I mentioned. Jen is a little tired, and so we'll see what happens. We'll see how we'll go as long as we can go. Of course, it's always easier to do the show with Jen. It's easy to bounce. I don't need any prep really with Jen. I can come on here and we gab away anyway. But alone, I just went through the internet this morning. The internet's picked out a few topics, and we'll see what sticks. Going on a lot of websites this morning, this cookies thing, I don't know, this is a new thing of the last year, 2 years, no more than 2 years, where you have to accept cookies on every website. Here's the thing to developers: if you try to make yours like cute and wordy in your own words, this cookie thing, like, I still don't understand what's happening. Like, I've been using the internet since the beginning of time. And only recently now you have to approve cookies on every website. Has anybody looked into why we're doing this? What are they sliding by? Because I don't read any of it. I just accept. Although I do notice when people kind of modify it and make it hip and like grab the reader's attention. You don't need to grab my attention. You're asking for my cookies approval, which I don't know what any of that means. I'm going to say yes because I want to see what's behind it. Unless you make it too hard to find the I agree button, or you've worded it in a funny, witty way. Like, yeah, I'm good with it. Why just go agree, disagree, because I will not go on your website. Why so cynical this morning? I mean, what's going on? What's going on?
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm on soundboard today, comments and notes of topics. So, multitasking. I'm going to try not to, because I do that every single time that I'm on a solo pod. I just did it again. I seem to search my words more for my words. Good morning, Marty Lejar and Ken. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Ken is responsible for the soundboard, and for that he gets a round of applause, as you know. All right, so we're actually gonna rethink our show hours. Now we're gonna keep bringing to you the quality content that we do Monday to Friday, 5 episodes a week of the podcast. Is just the live tapings is most likely going to have to change from 7 a.m. to, I don't know, a few hours later, because now that the world is opening up, and it is opening up, no more of this, we'll be in a fourth wave by Christmas talk.
You fuck off!
It's over. We're out of it. We're getting out of it. Fully vaxxed, waxed, and ready for hot girl summer. But my point being, now we're doing shows almost every night. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 nights a week, believe it or not. And so it's just late nights. I had 2 shows last night. Did a spot on Jen's show at Absolute Comedy. Then I crossed town to Gatineau, across the bridge, and did a French show. And even if you try to get out early, as soon as you're done, by the time I get to Wakefield, you're all jazzed up and all jazzed up with nowhere to go. Hey. And but you don't quite sleep right away. So I don't know. It must have been 11:30, midnight maybe by the time I went to bed last night. Fell asleep, and then the alarm goes off at 5. And that's just, I can't function on 5 hours of sleep. Some people do. I can't. All right. Some people pride themselves on that. That's our culture, Western culture. I don't sleep, bro. I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Oh, that's not right.
Anyway, I need my sleep. I need 8 long, sweet, blissful hours minimum. Even more, bring it on. I just need it. So with that said, with the schedule and everything, I just can't get anything done when I'm tired. It's such a productivity killer, like just as much as like being hungover or something. If I'm exhausted, I get nothing done. Because for me, my big Achilles heel, or not Achilles heel, but my big thing in life is that little hump you need to get over to get the things done that you know you should be doing, but you don't feel like doing. I just that little, once you start, you're good. You get that little hump just to go over. You start whatever it is. I'm good, but it's that little hump is huge. I don't know. That was a bit of a stretch, but that hump. And so being tired, it becomes almost impossible to go over that hump to start anything on my to-do list. I just drag my feet and I waste a full day. So in the name of productivity and my moods, we're going to push the show back because, we've been on this COVID schedule for the last year and a half. I don't know about you, but I've been going to bed ridiculously early every night. I mean, 8:30. If I see 9 o'clock, I'm like, oh man, what have I done? This is late. And then I'm up at 4:30, ready to forge the fields or whatever that we're programmed to do, to wake up with the sun, whatever my ancestors or what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, so now I'm all, but that doesn't, the COVID schedule, the natural cycle of a field forger is not the same as a stand-up comedian, a road comic that goes to bed. Yesterday was like, I finished the shows, didn't hang out, didn't watch TV, didn't unwind when I got home, and it was still midnight. That was my, putting my best foot forward to crush as many hours of sleep that I could. I still only got to bed around 11:30 midnight. Anyway, so we're thinking maybe 11 a.m. record the show every day, just so because we want to keep the amount of episodes up there the same, 5 a week. We don't want to do less. And what ends up happening when we're doing shows all the time like this is we end up canceling and stuff last minute. So we're going to do it a little bit later. We'll take your suggestions. We're thinking maybe 11 or noon. We're thinking, I don't know. Marty says, no, 7 a.m. is when I start work. This is my routine. Shit, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe at 7 a.m. you can listen to the episode of the day before. I don't know. Maybe we'll Mark T says, sorry, I have to veto any new hours for the show. This is true. Look, we do have a handful of regulars that watch us live. We love it. Mark T says 11 a.m. Are you fucking kidding me? No, not kidding you, Mark T. We're going to figure it out together. Hey, listen, Ken says I can work and listen. There you go. That's the attitude that I've grown to know and love from Ken. Just overall optimism. Marty says, cat. Yes, that's Nuggy behind me. Nugget, if you're watching on the live feed, go ahead and hit that smash button or smash that like button just to, I don't know, in the name of Nugget. Yeah, that was a stretch.
Wow.
Anyway, so don't freak, regular listeners and people that watch live and people that download the podcast episode earlier in the day. So it'll just be available a little bit later. Maybe by noon or 1 or something, it'll be up on all podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and across the World Wide Web. So anyway, Marty says 11 a.m. is cool, though. Wendy, good morning, Wendy. To-do list, get Jen new headphones. Yes, absolutely. I believe I'm going to go do that today. I think I had all these plans to do stuff to go out, but I don't have any shows tonight, so I think I'm just gonna hunker down here and do some work. Anyway, what am I saying? So I did a set at Absolute Comedy last night. It was a lot of fun. Then I went across to Gatineau at Pop Au Bar. I was talking about this on the show yesterday. It's a new night in French. It's going to start up on Thursdays that I'll be hosting every week. And I wear a 3-piece suit when I do comedy. And it was funny because it's kind of like it's not really a 3-piece suit kind of bar / crowd. It's a great venue. It's renovated, state-of-the-art tech and lighting, but it's like a tavern kind of vibe with. It feels like a comedy club with a tavern clientele, a lot of regulars and stuff. So I'm there in a 3-piece suit, which I don't even think about anymore because it's just what I've been doing for so long. And the green room was set up behind the room, like it's a long room, and in the back is the green room, then there's the bar, then there's the showroom to the front of the room, and the stage is at the absolute front. So to get from the green room to the stage, you have to walk behind the bar. People like lined up, sitting all across the lawn. And this one drunk guy, he was hammered. You know when they're so drunk, their lips are shiny, their lips are just wet, and they look at you, but they look through you. This guy was wet-lipped drunk. And I noticed that every time I would pass by, so I was hosting, and every time I would pass behind his bar stool, he would say something about me. Like begrudgingly, but just to himself, which is the best kind of chirping. That's like next level. You know, when you chirp in front of other people, you're like, well, okay, he's making his buddies laugh. But this guy was just under his breath. Under his breath, he was just like insulting me, and I couldn't stop laughing every time I would go by. Because again, this is also something I mentioned on the podcast. This show, so I start picturing myself talking about it today. So I'm like, oh, content. So I'm like walking by with a smile every time But it started at first, and I'm like, it can't be. It can't be. And then I noticed it every time I would by. So be at the bar. This guy had amazing posture too. Straight back, wet lips, disheveled hair a little bit. He was wearing denim on denim, like a denim button-up shirt. He had a bit of a mustache, kind of like a mullety thing. Really red-faced. I was concerned about his high blood pressure. But every time I would walk by, this was a French show and he was English, so I don't know if that way he was just like kind of tuned out and not listening, or too hammered. But he was sitting there, kind of one eye open, and I walked by first time, and I just hear suit. And I'm like, I go to the green room, I look up my set list for what I'm going to do next, and I'm like, is that, did I hear that correctly? And then on my way back to the stage, 2 minutes later, I walk by behind his stool, and I just hear, and he did this all night. I couldn't stop laughing. Every time I'd walk by, it would just be like one angry word every time. Walk by another time, it's like, fuck. I don't know what it is about the suit. I mean, if I was in an environment where I wasn't wearing a suit and someone wearing a suit, I can't see that I would care that much, but I guess some people, it's off-putting maybe. I don't know what it is. It comes loaded with like some preconceived notions. Actually, one time I was doing a show in Iqaluit, March 2019. I was out in the bar with the other comedians, Mike Ward and Eddie King. And we're just sitting there, having a drink after the show, and it's a busy bar. And Iqaluit, and they run weird hours. Like everything, like the liquor store is only open from like 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. or something like that. No hard booze. Only beer and wine. For hard booze, you need like a special permit. And bars close and open at early times. It's weird. They have like a little window in the afternoon they're open, and a little window and they close pretty early. A lot of alcoholism. So, which is honestly, which is why they keep those hours to prevent. I don't know. Anyway, it's very bizarre. But we're standing there in the bar in Iqaluit, and this guy just looks at me. He gives me the once over, the twice over, and goes. He shakes the other comedian's hands and then looks at me and goes, "I don't touch money." I don't even know what that meant. Like, because the suit, because anyone who wears a suit makes a lot of money, and you don't touch money. Why? It was so right away. The other two comics fall on the floor laughing, and it was funny enough. When he shook our hands, he shook Mike Ward's hand. Mike Ward's hand first. Mike Ward is like a multi-millionaire. I'm like, you don't know what you're doing right now because you just did touch a lot of money. Anyway, I don't touch money. So this guy yesterday, same kind of vibe. Every time I would walk by, it'd be like, all right, dude. Whatever, man. So, Simon Laverne, good morning. My favorite suited guy. Simon was at the show last night. Very funny comedian and host of En Zone Neutre podcast. Go check him out. Thanks for doing the show last night. Thank you for touching money. That's another thing. Speaking of touching, we're all, like most people, are double vaxxed and waxed and ready for hot girl summer. But so handshakes are in again. I've noticed that full open palm classic handshakes or the half handshake, half hug is back. Full vengeance. And I mean, at first I was like, are we doing this? But now I'm just like, yeah, I gave in. It's amazing. The pandemic has lasted so long that my philosophy or thoughts have changed in opinion. So at the beginning of this, I was like, I could probably see myself wearing masks after this, and I'll never shake another hand, even in normal time. I'm back to handshaking as soon as they give us the go-ahead, no more masks for me. But anyway, might not be over. As you say, I say that might not be over, and actually every day there's... I'm not going to get into COVID news because all you have to do is turn on any electronic device and it's what you're going to hear. But looks like we're not out of the woods yet. That's how I feel on the inside. This is how I feel on the inside anytime someone mentions COVID, first wave, vaccine, Dave Grohl, or Eric Clapton. There. Sick of it. Sick of it all. I don't care. Anyway. I don't touch money. Talked about that. New show hours. Let's see what topics I have for you today. Let me quickly go at the comments. Ken says, I don't touch money. Oh, Melanie says, no, I'm sure I'll ever shake again. Forget a hug. Hand and hug the other day felt weird. Yeah, you know what? Somehow the Wendy says that. Sorry, it's funny. Jen is sleeping. Melanie, she has shows reminding you at Absolute Comedy all weekend long, headlining. So she's tired today. So. She told me yesterday she might take the day off, and I was hoping that she was going to do the show, but last night decided she was going to take the day off. Yeah, it's reintegrating into society. We're kind of training ourselves, and all social events now feel like aliens in human costumes doing their best to act as humans do, as they've read in textbooks. That's kind of the vibe. Like, do we hug? Do we shake? Do we fist bump? Do we elbow bump? It was already confusing before, and now we've added more in the rotation with the elbow bump and the fist bump. Like, there's just too much. Questioning everything. But I'm wondering if hugs are better than a handshake, because a hug you can be pretty... you breathe away from each other. You hug. Like I've already shaken a couple clammy hands post-pandemic, like now. It's not even post-pandemic, but like tail end of the pandemic. But yeah, we're all trying to reintegrate, and we feel weird about it. Like my social skills are so bad, as I mentioned. Like I've started using COVID as an excuse and realizing I'm a shit friend in certain situations. Like I'm blaming the pandemic. I'm like, oh my God, so nice. I can't believe I haven't met your kid yet. This is crazy. Like this pandemic, wild. He's 8 years old. So I'm like, okay, I am a shit friend. Yes, hugs are a better option. Melanie says, bah ha ha ha, it's not really COVID that lingers in my mind when I think of handshakers or hug. It's germs now, and that enters my mind of how much other germs we take on or take in. Haven't been sick once. Yes, I know. I know that is, you do realize how gross humans are. Like we just, actually the other day, about 3-4 weeks ago, I was newly vaxxed, and I was in Magog, Quebec, doing a TV taping, and I met a comic down at the restaurant for breakfast the day after the show before I hit the road. And we're talking, and I inhaled his breath. I felt the hot breath of another man enter my lungs. It almost made me cough. I was like just a little. I'm like, because there was such a temperature change when I gasped in this other grown man's air, and I've never felt so fearful and alive at the same time. But I realized how disgusting we are. We really are horrifically disgusting, leaking, rotting sacks of meat that just breathe onto each other and spit into each other's mouths and eyeballs. We spit in each other's eyeballs. That's what we do. We are gross. It was really apparent when in the beginning of the pandemic, when Trudeau was like on the front store of like Bad News Door, and he's talking about, that's when he first brought out the talking moistly, or speaking moistly onto each other, and you could see his breath because it was cold outside, traveling, and I was like, ugh, this is gross. Think of the things we did pre-pandemic that, like, think of blowing out candles on a birthday cake. Do you think that's going to come back? Imagine blowing out birthday candles, like 20 candles. All right, dig in, everybody. Yeah. So I wonder what will the yeah, and then eating the cake, Melanie says. It's disgusting. We're disgusting. I think I'm just going to, we're rewatching Breaking Bad, so I think I'm just going to wear those yellow, so when they get that lab under the laundromat, when they get into Gus Fring's new lab, they wear these yellow suits that cover everything except their face hole, and then a gas mask on top. I think I'll just go out like that in public. Not even just to, like Melanie said, not because COVID, just because disgusting. I don't want to inhale your man breath in the morning having brunch. Hey, I don't know if I would have noticed though pre-pandemic. Like I don't know if I would have. I'm hoping I would have, but has this just made us super hyper aware of everybody's disgusting expelling gases at all times? That's another thing. Farts and burps. We're just inhaling that. What are we doing? This is now my new cause, is to isolate us even more from each other. Yes, I know. Ken says watching Breaking Bad and not Banshee. I haven't gotten into Banshee yet. We got to get into. By the way, I heard it was really violent. Someone told me it was, which I can handle, but Jen might not be. Jen might not be into the the crazy violence. Aw, there she is. See, she can be here with us.
Well, maybe you should wash it.
Without being... her voice.
Well, maybe you should wash it.
There. It's funny, like, I play this, I miss her fondly, although every time I would play this, if she was hearing this, she would get increasingly upset with each time. It's all coming from love. Why can't she see that, man? Come here, let me breathe in your hot man breath. All right, let me dive into these topics and see what sticks, if anything. New show hours. Oh, Seagull hits amusement park ride girl in the face. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm going to play it for you because that's what we do here on the show. A 13-year-old girl was on... This is the worst ride to be on, to get hit in the face by a seagull. She was on the slingshot. Which, if you know the slingshot, there's all these videos on the internet that you can, by the way, go on a slingshot wormhole of guys passing out on the ride. The slingshot is the thing where it's like when you're on the ground, these two bungee rubber bands holding this contraption to the ground are pulled as tight as possible that it lets go and it flings you up in the sky. It's just a 2-seater ride and there's a camera on you. And there's endless hours of videos on the internet of, it's always guys passing out. It's always dudes. It's always like a couple, they get on the ride like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then every time they do this false countdown where they go, all right, ready? 3, 2, and then you go like on 2, so it's unexpected. And it's always start with like muffled screaming because you can't get, it's like gasping for air but screaming at the same time. The girl's always like, oh my God, it's great. And then right away, the guy passes out. His arms flopping around. And my favorite part is when they wake up and they're just sitting in a chair in the sky and they don't know, so they kind of open their eyes. And I'm not going to scream, but they wake up and... I love slingshot videos. Guys always passing out. I don't know why, but yeah, this is the, oh my God, the Fabio in the 90s. Fabio got a seagull exploded in his face. Brent Butt, hilarious comedian Brent Butt, and from Corner Gas, as you know, of course, Brent Butt, Canadian treasure. A lot of people don't know his stand-up. He was a very funny stand-up for like 20 plus years before he got Corner Gas. Oh, hailed as one of the funniest to ever come out of Canada. I mean, he's like tears rolling down your face funny. Brent Butt is so damn funny. But he's got one of the best bits ever. He did a Just for Laughs gala. And so YouTube, Brent Butt, the Seagull bit. It's one of the best pieces of business that you will ever see. I'm gonna make a note to... we're going to tweet it out at JD Show with JG and put it on the... join the official Facebook group. I just wrote Facebook group. That's not what I want. What did I want? Oh, Fabio bit. Brent Butt. I'll put out the link on the Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant official Facebook group. And also, I'll put out a compilation of... slingshot videos. Okay, let's see what... By the way, I haven't seen this video. This is one of those where the headline just does it, sells it right away. Seagull trapped in slingshot. No, well, that's not as funny as 13-year-old girl gets seagull in face. Let's see what we got here. Full screen that for you. And I'll get my little thing out of the way here. Get my little thing out of the way here. Get it? Yeah, that was dumb. Press play. Okay, you see the two girls on the slingshot ride, nervous as they all are. Let me see if they're going to do the false countdown here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I did not. Oh my god, that's the best. Hold on. I'm going to replay that. It doesn't even look real. Again, this is the first time I'm seeing why does this bring me so much joy? And I think it's her birthday. I wonder whose birthday it is. The guy's like, happy birthday. She's like, thank you. And the seagull's like, yeah, happy birthday. Thunk. I hope it didn't kill the seagull. Poor thing is just flying. Fuck. Because the camera is set on the slingshot, so it doesn't look like the slingshot's moving. It looks like the bird falls on the thing, but it's actually the bird's just flying, minding his own business. Poor thing. And then the bird, this fucking dumb ride. I actually feel bad for the bird. I wonder if it killed it. Okay, here we go. She leaves, or they're waiting. She leaves. What am I saying? Sitting there. Happy birthday. You know why? Now I don't like this. Oh no! It looks like he flied. It looks like he flopped away. Okay, I need to determine whether or not this bird is okay. It looks like his wings kind of flop. Do you think that would kill a bird? Because they're going fast. I'm too sensy. When Jen's not here, I take on the. Maybe Jen's not sensy at all. Maybe I'm just projecting this whole time. Okay. I'm trying. Man. It's funny and sad. I don't know. I left animals too much. Okay. They're taking off. It kind of looks like the bird is okay. But I don't know. That's fast. I mean, they're flying through the air. I think this bird going by my days, he's like... and she just grabs it like it's a... I don't know. Plush toy or something and just throws it off. Man, that would suck. I hope that bird's okay. I don't know if... Oh, it was reported that the bird was all right. Yeah, okay, that makes everything okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the seagull survived. Aww. You kind of do see him flapping a little bit, but that is so funny. I wonder if that hurts. Like the Fabio one, the bird totally explodes in his face. This one, well, no bird explosion. The bird is okay, which is good news by me. Fuck, that's funny. Oh, man. It flew away, Ken says. You can see the shadow. Simon avant the bird. The bird is okay. Reported the bird is okay. Upper body injury and small concussion. To upper body injury and small concussion to the bird or to the... how's the 13-year-old, actually? Because you're booking it. I mean, you must be going... I mean, you're going fast. Let me see if I can... read this with you. There's going to be a few articles like that today where I'm reading, okay? Because, well, I'm alone. It's petrified. When you go on an amusement pile, typically you gotta have fun. Well, unless you're this girl, unfortunately, 13-year-old Kylie Hallman, her trip to the park proved to be a bit feathered. Ugh. I that's my pet peeve when journalists are punny, because they feel, because this person even italicized the word feathered to really put emphasis on it. Unfortunately, 13-year-old Kylie Holman, her trip to the park proved to be a bit more feathered than she expected. Holman and her friend Georgia Reed were celebrating Reed's birthday in New Jersey when they took a ride in Spring Shot. By the way, you could not pay me enough to get on the Spring Shot, because I just have in my head, as I get older, when I get on certain things, I just start going through what could potentially go wrong. When you're 13, you don't think of any of it. You go on, you go, this is going to be fun. I'm going to feel a tickle in my stomach. I'm going to feel it in a little adrenaline rush. It's going to be... When you're a grown adult, you go, okay, First of all, who's running this thing? Look at that. Oh my God. I'm entrusted in this person to my whole safety, my life. And I do, by the way, I 100% judge a book by its cover in this case. When my life is in this person's hand, I go full judgy. Go, let me see those teeth. Let me see under those fingernails. Yeah, no. And put my life in there. Then I go look at the ride. Go, okay, elastic band, these bungee cord, like something's gonna go wrong. I start picturing all of the things. Okay, if one bungee cord, and there, by the way, there is a slingshot ride that fucked up. There's a YouTube video that came out, I don't know, in the last year or so, like recently, of a slingshot, spring shot ride that one of the bungee cords, before it takes off, they're ready. They're like in the basket, ready to go, and it's like pulled to all the tension, and then like one of the things snaps. Imagine it would have snapped 2 seconds later as they're being flung in the air. That's what goes on through my mind. My mind is a bit feathered. Anyway, Holman told NBC 10 Philadelphia that she noticed a seagull flying towards her as she ascended. Oh, that would suck. You just see it happening. The video shows the bird hitting her face, poor bird, then accidentally lodging itself into her seat. The thing is that with birds, like, there's nothing to them, but like, it's like there's nothing to them when you hold one, but at that speed, it must just feel like a soap bar in a pillowcase. Kyla told NBC 10, I didn't want to fall out of the ride, so I waited for it to spin over once. Oh, it spins upside down. I quickly grabbed it and threw it off. Kylie and her friend bought the video after the ride, after which Reed's father posted it on YouTube. It racked up hundreds of thousands of views. Seagulls are known to be a little too comfortable around humans at times. Oh yeah, blame the seagull. Classy. Seagulls are known to be a little too comfortable. You mean when it's flying in the sky, minding its own business? Usually putting out beach day snacks at risk. But it wasn't on the beach. This bird was in the sky, literally where birds belong, where they travel. Beach snacks at risk, but this takes proximity to a new level. It was in the sky flying, and this slingshot ride. The ride is literally called Slingshot. Blaming the bird. You dummy. A lot of people shared it and asked if it's okay, if the bird was okay. The bird, nobody sustained any injuries. Okay, Simon was joking with upper body and concussion injuries. I don't know why I believe that, but there we go. That's that. Oh, some of these topics are a little. It was crunch time. I woke up late today, and so we'll see what sticks. This is what we do on these solo pods: throw shit to the wall, see what sticks. You guys witness it. You guys are there for the whole process. Let's go back to the comments. Let's see. A person died in Ottawa, Mark T says, in a reverse bungee years ago. They forgot to secure the connection properly. It was his birthday. Oh, is a reverse bungee like this spring shot? That makes sense because you're being propelled to the sky rather than diving. That's another thing. Bungee jumping. We live in Wakefield. There's a famous bungee, world famous, close to here, and I just can't. About 10 years ago, you would have asked me, would you go bungee? Absolutely. Now, I just want to be on the ground, safe, at all times. No jumping. No. Anyway. I do like coasters. Marty says, Martin Lejal says, she got the bird flu. I gave you a drum roll, but Marty, let's be honest, that deserved a little bit of this. Anyway, we'll see. Whoops, sorry, I had the picture still on. Okay, next, Mena Suvari recounts weird Kevin Spacey moment. What do we got here? Mena Suvari. Did I say Savaris? She recounts a weird and unusual brush with Kevin Spacey on the set of American Beauty. She was 23 at the time, and she trusted Kevin Spacey. And but there's one particular moment that doesn't sit well with her. In preparation for a scene, I guess Spacey brought her into a room where they lay on a bed very close to one another. She told People magazine, "He was sort of gently holding me. It was very peaceful, but weird and unusual." And then when the sex abuse allegations were made in 2018 against Spacey, Suvari immediately thought of that day, quote, leaving her in a confused state. That is a thing. Like actors, especially Kevin Spacey, who, was a phenomenal actor. He's whatever. He was a good actor before we knew what a creep he was. One of the best. I mean, Usual Suspect. I mean, come on. But that's the thing when you're like in that position and you're regarded like that, you can just make shit up and blame it on the process. It can be like, it's my process. Let me hold you in this bed in this private room for a few minutes. And people are like, instead, like if you were a dentist, I always go back to comparing to dentist, but if you were a dentist and you'd be like, it's part of my process before I drill into your mouth hole, come into this dark room and cuddle with me. I need to cuddle with you to get to the appropriate place to then do my work in your mouth hole. You'd be like, get the hell away from me. But when it's in the arts, you don't question the process because there's so many different techniques and theories out there and philosophies that instead people go, wow, what a genius. Yeah, man. Spacey's a genius. And you just go with it in the moment. And then years later, someone goes, oh, no, I was 14 and a farmer carried me to a bedroom and tried to fuck me. You go, oh, maybe he's not a genius, but a pedophile?
I want the manager!
Yeah, anyway. That's, whatever. And that's the Mena Suvari recounts weird and unusual brush with Kevin Spacey story. Dr. Dre, next topic, ordered to pay $293,306 a month in spousal support. Can we not call it spousal support at that point? Support implies that you're paying. It's things that you need, like support for your life, to pay bills, your livelihood, maybe, some lifestyle, but mostly just get at $300,000 a month. This is not support. It's just wealth division, division of wealth. Let's just call it that. Dr. Dre ordered to pay $393,306 a month in wealth split. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like child support, spousal support seems like, the essentials. This is 10 times the average yearly salary in a month. Dr. Dre has been ordered to pay his ex-wife, Nicole Young, spousal support for the tune of $3.5 million a year. The music mogul must deliver the cash in monthly installments of $300,000, like $293,306, starting on August 1st. That's wild. That's astonishing. That's California for you. That's Dr. Dre, whose full name is Andre Young. Imagine the pressure of, I know he's literally a billionaire, but still, that's a bill. I've got to change my mental map. I've got to change my thinking. I get like a $210 cell phone bill for a month, and I'm like, holy shit, that's wild. Who pays that? That's not. This guy's paying $300,000 a month in spousal support. And I've got no takes on this. I'm looking. Could you see I'm looking? Like I'm going to compare it to my cell phone bill, support. No, I don't. I don't care. I don't care that much about this. It's just fascinating to see what, I don't know. American Beauty is awkward, says Ken K. Ken K. Melanie says, seriously, people who invent these things are hardcore, full of trauma. What thing? Oh, like the reverse bungee thing? Or severe ADHD? Nah, shit, I lost it. Sorry, Melanie. You ruined my life, so I deserve half your money support. LOL. Yeah, well, did you ruin your life? I mean, people get a divorce. How is, people get divorced all the time. Are you ruining their lives? I don't think so. I mean, just it sucks. It could be horrific. But, I don't know. Seems like an insane amount of money, says K. Ken K. K. Just I'll call you K. Anywho. I don't know what age you start caring about your lawn, but it's not 37 yet. We live in the woods. We live here in beautiful Wakefield in the Gatineau Hills. And our backyard, our yard is like in a hill, like we live in the Gatineau Hills, so it's like very much around these parts. You'd call it the mountains, but if you live out west, you would not call this a mountain. But we call it a mountain here. The hills. So our backyard is hilly. You should see our lawn. I mean, it's very. How would we say rustic? We just let everything. Like I'll do it twice a summer. Usually I'll do the whole thing with a weed whacker. And this summer I did it early, so now it's overgrown. There's a medley of different wild flowers and weeds, but we live in the woods. There's no neighbors nearby. So we took the no mow May thing to the next level. And but every time I look outside, I'm like, oh, I got to do the lawn. Even though it's it looks fine and who cares? Like if no one can see your lawn, do you cut it? Like no one sees it. We do have company that comes over, but I mean, it's so I read this article that says your lawn is a window to your soul. So let me see what it says about. Oh, this might be a paywall, but I'm gonna try. Hold on. We're gonna go on this lawn journey together. So, do you care about your lawn? Let us know in the comments. And I feel like I did when I was younger more, but now that it's my own lawn, I don't care about it. Like when I was at my parents' and stuff, I would mow the lawn and make it nice, but I don't really care that much now. What happened to me? What happened to me, you guys? All right, let me see what this article. It's the Wall Street Journal, so it might be a paywall, and we might not be able to go on this journey together. Let's see what this says. This is just the show now. Reading with Julien Dionne. Good morning. Your lawn isn't just a patch of grass. It's a window to your soul. Hi, I'm Julien Dionne. The lawn around my childhood. Oh, this is like a column. The lawn around my childhood, or it's got only slightly less attention. Okay, the lawn around my child. This is all very obnoxious. The lawn around my childhood got only slightly less attention than the humans inside. Every weekend, my father worked on it. See, I like that. I just don't have the bandwidth or the time. I guess I could make the time, but it's kind of like sports. I know my friends. If you're into sports and lawn care, I'm jealous. I want that kind of leisure bandwidth in my head. Like I want to care about my lawn and go watch a game with the guys on the weekend. Come on. It sounds fun, and be in a fantasy pool and talk about our favorite players and plays of the day. Fuck, I just don't have that. Instead, my lawn is overgrown, and I could name you one Montreal Canadian player, and that's Carey Price, and that's my team. So, I need more man things in my life. I think the lawn care would be... every weekend, my father worked on it. He pushed roughly 1,000-pound gas-mowered mower around for hours. I don't care. Okay, Dad, okay. To our neighbors, our lawn was just another suburban expanse of green. But to my dad, like millions of other yard-having homeowners, it was a canvas, a psychologist's couch, a playpen, a physical manifestation of his deepest fears and his greatest joy. Well, then what would my lawn say about me? I don't know. That I like chaos and that I'm afraid of commitment. I don't know. Our lawn was one of the few places in my father's world where he could impose his will. Plus, it was respite of his respite of his 3 children. It was a miracle he ever came and said, okay, this is too like a personal. I thought this would be like a fun, like a scientific article or something of a study, but it's just like a column. Anyway. Oh, read the full story, subscribe. Never mind. I've got egg in my face, on my face. I've got egg in my face after that story. I should have done research.
Well, maybe you should wash it?
Maybe I should wash it, Jen. And maybe you should be here with me. All right. Well, let me see. Is that it? Oh, the pooping Trump man found guilty. This is a story, by the way. This is not a repeat. If you're just tuning in, this is a live show, July 23rd. But this story is, I've reported on this story before. I've talked about it quickly. I'm not a reporter. So let me pull it up and do just a little bit of reading. All right. So you remember this Jerry Dietrich, who bills himself as, quote, Trump man, has been found guilty for repeatedly using Biden-supporting neighbor's yard as a toilet. Do you remember this? This was the guy that, like his neighbor looked out at 3 a.m. and he was like crapping by the bushes. He was dropping a deuce simply because of the latter's political stance. So his neighbor was a Biden supporter, and he's like, "I'll show that son of a bitch. I'm gonna go shit in the bushes by his house and never tell him it's me. That'll teach him." Dietrich, who's 70, was cited in May, which is when we talked about the story, after he was caught doing his business in the middle of the night in front of the home of Greenville, about 40 miles northwest of Dayton, belonging to Matthew Guyette, 59, and his husband, according to the outlet. Dietrich, who lives a few blocks over, he's not even like a direct neighbor. He lives a few blocks over. I did not know that when I initially read the story. So it's not like an immediate neighbor where you can just pinch a loaf and then waddle over and clean yourself off in your yard. This guy had to cut a tail and then walk a few blocks. And there's no way he wiped. He's got no bidet with him. Unless you did that old trick, if you ever find yourself in the wilderness and nature calls and you're far from a toilet, just go outside and use one sock. Then you'll just have to throw out the other sock eventually. But so he had to walk a few blocks over. That's crazy. And it's in the middle of the night. 3 a.m. Imagine that. You wake up in the night. You're like, I'm gonna go shit on that some of my bitch's lawn. You waddle over for 3 blocks. The whole time going, this is a good idea. For sure, this is definitely a good idea. Then you're squeezing one out, and you get busted in the middle of it. Then what do? You kind of just, what do you do? Just run home and then hose yourself off like an abused circus elephant? What are you doing? All this, by the way, at 70 years old.
Well, maybe you should wash it?
I agree. Maybe you should wash it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's crazy. Jerry also stated that he does it because the residents are Democrats and supporters of Joe Biden, and he stated that he was, quote, a Trump man. Yes, make America great again by fertilizing our lawns. What does this say about this guy's? Is this a window into this guy's soul? If your lawn isn't just a patch of grass, it's a window to your soul. What does it mean when you shit on your neighbor's patch of grass? What does that say about your soul? So the incident is politically motivated. This is how... we're so divided. We're so divided. Half of the world hates Dave Grohl. Half of the world hates Eric Clapton. I thought the same people that would have liked one would have liked the other. They seem like in the same wheelhouse. Those guys are both cool rock guys, as far as I knew. Anyway, Dietrich recently entered a no contest plea to a misdemeanor littering charge. Littering charge? Excuse me, I'm just going to throw out these excrements out of my sphincter right on your butthole. That'd be weird. That'd be weird if you're taking a crap on your neighbor's butthole. Maybe that's when I would really impose social distancing. Yeah. Anyway, he was sentenced to 20 days behind bars. Oh, that would suck. But here's the thing: no problem using the jail cell toilet at that point. So that's an upgrade. Used to being watched by your neighbors, now you're being watched by your cellmate. Okay, the drum roll was unnecessary. Rim shot. In an apology he was ordered to write, he didn't want to. The quote mad shitter, as they've dubbed him on Facebook, reportedly said he was extremely sorry for what he'd done, which he acknowledged was inexcusable. Let me say that I didn't know that you were gay. I did know you were a Democrat. I am a Republican. Doesn't make any difference. My actions were disgusting and cruel. By the way, the gay thing I'm fine with. That's okay. It was the Biden thing I was crapping on your lawn with, so I'm sorry if you took that the wrong way. Dietrich, who was also ordered to avoid contacting Guyette, who received the letter from a probation officer or going near his home, according to the smoking gun. Well, there you go. There you have it. The Trump man, pooping Trump man, found guilty. All right. Well, I think that pretty much about does it. We talked about the new show hours, the Seagull hits amusement park, right? Girl in the face, Mena Suvari, Dr. Dre, your lawn, and then pooping on your lawn. There. We don't have a daily dose with Jen Grant, as she is not here. Let me go back to the comments real quick. What do we got here? Okay, so we're having guesses at what age you start caring about your lawn. Someone says 40, maybe 39. Ken says, I've been fixing a patchy lawn and looking great. It is, I guess it could be rewarding. Yeah. Better for the bees to let things go wild. That's right, Wendy. That's why I'm doing it. That's the thing. No Mow May has been a thing for the last couple years, and it's really got some traction this year. And that's what I'm doing it for the bees. I'm not just a lazy piece of shit. I'm doing it for the bees. I'm doing my part. Just mow a path, Wendy says. Yes, my brain wouldn't let me be okay with overgrown. I like mine short for the extent of being too short and maybe slightly losing the green tone. Yeah, Melanie, I'm the same way. I usually really used to like growing up and stuff. Anytime I'd mow the lawn at home, I'd put it on the lowest setting. Like I would make these in my head, I would mow the lawn so short, thinking it would be like a green, but then like a golf green, but then it would just turn yellow. But yeah, I'm usually the shorter the better. I love it when I actually do it. I love it. The yard looks bigger. It's cleaner. It's satisfied. I love the look of a lawn that's done. I'm just I don't care enough to get motivated to do it often because of just always doing stuff. There's just nonstop stuff to do all the time. I think I'm just going to have to start hiring people to do stuff. All right. Yes, Wendy says that some people spray paint their lawns green. That's a thing I've been seeing too. Spray painting the lawn. Maybe I'll just do that, like cut it really short. Or just put AstroTurf in the back. Just fake lawn. Because again, I like that look, but anyhoozle. My noozle. What do we got here? We're gonna go for the close. We're gonna wrap it up. We're going to oh yeah. Oh, this is like a breathy thing, I feel like. Hold on. Here's the thing, if your neighbor's a Republican, you still can't shit on his lawn if you don't agree with him. You want to avoid getting caught with your pants down, literally growing a tail by your neighbor's apple tree. Yeah, come on. Trump man poop guy was found guilty of taking a shit on his neighbor's lawn, but it's not because they were gay. Rather just because they're Biden supporters. Okay, what else do we talk about today? Seagull hit a girl in the... this song is weird to sing to. Hold on, let me see if I can... It's... Sometimes the song... Oh, this is called Brightens the Day. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Appreciate you being here. Here we go. 2, 3. All right. I don't touch money. That's right. I don't touch it. So if you're wearing a suit, don't touch my fucking hand, you disgusting piece of money. Is what I was told after a show when I was standing in a bar. Someone didn't like the cut of my jib. What am I doing here? It's too early for me to sing, but I'm doing it anyway. What else did we talk about today, ladies and gentlemen? Dr. Dre has to pay $300,000 a month for spousal support. His wife, ex-wife, must have a cohabit or... I don't know. They say that your lawn is a window to your soul. If that's the case, my soul screams chaos, mess. All right, I'm gonna go for the close, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching the show, tuning in on this pod that I've had to do solo because Jen is tired. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I bailed. Call me the bailout. I bailed on that one. I am, thank you so much for watching the show today. The Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant. Live Mondays through Fridays at 7 a.m. and available on demand wherever you get your podcasts. If you're listening on Apple, or if you're watching this now, if you own an iPhone, if you could do me the favor and go on the Purple Podcast app, the Apple Podcasts app and just leave a review. It makes all the difference in the world. Smash that like button on YouTube. Thanks, Wendy. Funny show. Julien, thanks for the morning giggles, and have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Wendy. Have a great day. Thanks to Ken. Thanks, Melanie. Who else commented here? I'm scrolling up fast. Marty. Mark T, of course. Simon Laverne. The usual suspects. Thank you so much, everybody. Subscribe. Talk about the show. Share the show. That is how we grow. We'll see you guys on Monday. We might be coming at you at a new hour. Oh, well, maybe not on Monday, but I mean with the new hours. We'll discuss some more, but we'll be back Monday with a new episode, that's for sure. Follow us on Instagram, and I am going to post the Brent Butt Fabio bit on the Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant official Facebook group. So be sure to join that. Follow us on all social media. That's all the plugs. Go to absolutecomedy.ca for tickets to Jen Grant's shows all weekend long. We'll see ya when we see ya. And until then, watch your head.
Waste of time. A waste of time.